Alrighty, I'm going to try to do a tutorial on the 14 talisman strats in Zephyr. So the first thing you want to do is when the level's loading in, you want to hold down left D-pad and square, because this will charge you directly between the NPC and that flag. So something like this. See, directly through it every time. You have to do this from load-in, because the game doesn't spawn you in the same place depending on load-in versus death. So to show that, I'll die. Hold down left and square, and it doesn't work.
Okay, Spyro. Looks like we got us a bit
So
of a
there's
situation here. The breeze
two things you can do from that. First one that people tend to start out with is a double jump and a hover up to the this one polygon out of bounds. Yeah, it's not the easiest jump to make, but hopefully I can show it. Yeah, that polygon right there. Yep, right here. Okay. So from there, a few different ways this can branch off. First one, you can do a locking double jump. Get over to here and hover. Not too bad. You can do a charge jump to the right. There's another polygon you can land on. Then you can do a charge jump off of that to the same place without hovering. Yep, got there. And then when you're not really used to that spot, a lot of people will kind of try to hover to it. The trick with that is that you can see his shadow to know if he'll be able to land there or not. But honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's tempting to do it when you don't know where you can land yet, but the best thing you can do is just charge jump, because you'll always be the right height if you do a really good jump to hit that polygon. Like, it's a lot easier to get it consistent. Usually when I do it, I kind of hit it and flop onto it like that, which is perfectly fine. Works fine. There's a strat that, if you know how to Sproder, actually makes it easier. You don't have to do that fairly awkward jump and hover onto that out of bounds, so you can just Sproder right here. Like that. And if you do it pretty smoothly, it just sets you up onto this polygon. So, see if I can show that. That was it, I just didn't jump for some reason. Okay, so next thing to note is when you make that jump over here, and then you go charge jump over to there, you're going to want to turn your camera to look that direction to make sure you get an early spawn on this dude with a barrel. So just look at the deep end of the tunnel, you'll see this one dude. Yep, and then I'll show you who you should be looking for. It's this dude at the end of the tunnel with the barrels right here. Reason to do that is that when you spawn him early, you don't get as bad of a cycle with those barrels. Otherwise he might hit you and mess up your movement. So look at him, spawn him, come over here, and you should be able to just flame charge him, no problems. So first thing you can do here, if you want to not do balloon proxy, is you just come around this side, come here, flame this barrel, come over here, come up here, get on this cannon, shoot this, and as the cannonball's going in the air, you want to jump off and glide down to the ground here. Just go here, cutscene goes, double jump up here, come here. You want to try to get these barrels if you can.
Wow! What an
You can get them by flaming the back one mid-air and then charging down into the front one. Probably the cleanest way to get those barrels. Okay. Now, where this diverges a little bit is if you want to do the balloon proxy, which is a pretty lenient proxy. The balloon's on cycles, goes up and down, so you want to find a good consistent height. So I like to flop up here, look up here, wait for the balloon to dip down. When the bottom of the balloon lines up with the kind of chain-looking texture on that thing in the background, right now, that's about when I jump. So bottom of the balloon, bottom of that chain texture that it is going up and down across the horizontal chain texture, not the vertical ones. But yeah, when it hits there, I do a double jump and then a proxy input. Yep.
Wow!
And
What an explosion! It sure is.
that proxy honestly isn't too bad. I'd say it's one of the earlier ones that is worth going for because it saves a fair bit of time. It's not that hard to execute, and if you mess it up, you can just come down here and do the normal strats anyways. Tragic. Not really sure there's much else to say in this level. I do want to show why this is a good one to go for. Like, basically anything, just come down and finish the level normally. So yeah, I'd recommend going for it pretty early on.